In this lecture example, we are going to be looking at the second provisional tax payment. Now, again, with prepaid taxes, in our lecture examples, there are 4 different scenarios, and that's what we're going to be going through. So just quickly again, scenario A and scenario B have to do with natural persons. Scenario C and scenario D have to do with a company. Right? Scenario A, the taxable income does not exceed R1,000,000, as same as with scenario C. And then with scenario B, it exceeds R1,000,000, as well as with scenario D. Now, this is important for the second provisional tax payment. The minimum amount is if taxable income for the year does not exceed R1,000,000 and if taxable income exceeds R1,000,000. Okay, so what I want you to understand now, the idea behind this is, SARS says at the end of the year you need to know enough to make a reasonable estimate of your taxable income. Yes, you don't know maybe the final cent, but you can do a good calculation, a proper calculation. Now, that's important. So what I'm trying to say is, that's why you might think, but how would you know if your taxable income is going to exceed or not exceed R1,000,000? Well, because, and that's the taxable income for this current year that we're looking at there. How do you know it? Well, that's from your calculation. So before I look at these limits, if I just take you to the scenario, you'll see here, in the scenarios, you'll see here I told you for 20x7 is taxable income. I give you the taxable income for 20x7. That is the taxable income that we are referring to when we're looking, deciding if the person has more than R1,000,000. Not the previous tax years, this current tax year. Right, because remember, you do it now at the end of the tax year, and later on SARS will assess you and they'll look back and say, oh, you were wrong, and then there'll be interest and penalties and so forth. So yes, they look back, so, it gets assessed at a later stage, but you need to know it today. Right, so what is the minimum amount of the estimate? If your taxable income does not exceed R1,000,000, then you can use the lower of the basic amount or 90% of, I'm going to call it current year taxable income. So as long as you come in at those amounts or above, you're fine. If the taxable income exceeds R1,000,000, then it is 80% of current year taxable income that you need to calculate this on. So guys, your estimate can be any amount, but if it's lower than these amounts, you will have penalties. So you can do it lower, but there will be penalties. So you can do it these amounts or higher, and then you are safe. Okay, so let's start with scenario A quickly. Mr. A is a registered provisional taxpayer. Now remember guys, they'll have to tell you that, or the information in the questions indicate if a person is earning amounts which is not remuneration, be on the lookout for it. If a person is earning remunerations, for example, working for an employer, you can still be a provisional taxpayer as well. Right, so like we see in this case, yeah, I don't tell you why he's a provisional taxpayer, but he is, and he's also earning income from the employer. Okay, so let's see. Mr. A's taxable income for 20x6 was 800,000, which included 60,000 of a taxable capital gain. The assessment was received back on the 12th of August 20x6. His 20x5 year of assessment was 700,000, received back on the 12th of February 20x6. There's been some changes in his circumstances. He will not be earning as much as in prior years. His taxable income for the 20x7 he expects to be 500,000. Now, if we look at scenario example 1, it says Mr. A is currently preparing his second provisional tax. What is the latest date? So guys, when is the latest date? The last day of the tax year. What is this basic amount? Okay, so what do we do with the basic amount again? We go to the previous tax year first. Now, if this is the second provisional tax payment for Mr. A, his tax year runs from the 1st of March, all individuals do, 20x6, natural persons, to 28 February or 29 February if it's a leap year, 20x7. Right. His first provisional is here at the 31st of August, 20x6 is his first. And we are now looking at the second, which is on the last day of the tax year. Okay, so I'm just going to take that out. So we're looking at this. Now, when we are looking and determining the basic amount, which is what we're looking at now, this basic amount, when we're determining that, you always start at the previous tax year first. And you see the date that was assessed. This was the 12th of August. That date needs to be 14 days or more before this date, which it is in this case. So if it is, then you may use this 20x6 year. As your basic amount. Right, so the basic amount must exclude the taxable capital gain, always guys. Also exclude lump sums and anything, lump sums. So 740,000. We need to then decide if we need to increase it by 8%. So that same rule applies that we've seen previously, and that is you compare the date of the payment that you're making to the tax years that you're using. We're using the tax year 28 February 20x6. So we compare the 28th of February 20x6 to the 28th of February 20x7. We ask, is that more than 18 months difference? If the answer is yes, we need to adjust it by 8%. In this case, it's not. It's exactly 12 months. So we do not adjust it by 8%. So remember, the idea behind that of the basic amount is if it's too long in the future, too long ago, then we believe it should be higher. So this is almost like an inflationary increase. Right, and see, what is the minimum estimate for the second provisional taxpayer? His first provisional tax was 91466, and his employer deducted 2,000 rands a month employees tax. Okay, so what is the minimum amount? So how do we know what the minimum amount is? You have to go and look at his taxable income for the year, 500,000 rands. That is, it does not exceed $1 million. So his minimum amount is the lower of the basic amount or 90% of the current year taxable income. So the lower of the basic amount or 90% of the actual taxable income. Taxable income was 500,000 rands, 90% of that's 450,000. So you can use the lower of these two amounts. So if this taxpayer can use 450,000 rands, that would be allowed. So now it's less than the basic amount, but that's fine. The rule where it says it can't be less than the basic amount only applies for the first provisional tax payment. Right, so calculate tax as normal. Right, and you'll see then employees tax was 24,000 for the year. First provisional was 91466. This gives us a negative amount over here. If you get a negative amount here when you do your second provisional tax payment, that just means you do not have to pay any amount. So the second provisional tax payment here is actually null. This does not mean at this point in time you're going to get a refund from SARS. You don't get a refund when you do your second provisional, because the second provisional is an interim tax, it's a prepayment. You can only get your refund from SARS once you've completed your annual tax return and it's been assessed by SARS. Remember guys, this happens exactly at year end. This is what we're looking at now, the second provisional tax payment. Your final tax return will happen only after year end. Okay, sometimes quite a bit later. So, at this point in time, nothing is paid. Then we've got example 2, which is the same questions, but let's go and look at scenario B first. So Mr. D, same, everything here is exactly the same as for Mr. A in the previous one in scenario A. The only difference here is instead of having a 500,000 rands taxable income, we now have 1.1 million rands. So the second provisional tax payment, his minimum can't be less than 80%, or his estimate can't be less than 80% of the actual taxable income for the year. So what is his basic amount? I want you to see his basic amount will be the same thing, same story will apply. And then what is the minimum estimate that he can use to avoid penalties? Here now, he can only use 80% of the actual taxable income, 880,000. So what am I trying to show you here? I want you to understand, this is something that students quite often misunderstand. When your taxpayer earns more than 1.1 million for the taxable income, the basic amount still does exist, that concept. So Part B does exist. You're just not allowed to use it when you're doing your calculation. Right, you have to use 80% of the actual taxable income. Right, sorry guys, this is just missing, it's C over there, but that's C. So 880,000, tax per tables, primary rebate, employees tax, first provisional. This is how much must be paid in for the second provisional tax payment. Example 3 is for scenario C. Scenario C is a company, B Limited. This company has a taxable income for the current year of assessment of 950,000, so less than $1 million. The 20x6 year of assessment taxable income was 800,000, which had a 60,000 taxable capital gain. This was received back on the 12th of June. The 20x5 one was received back on the 12th of December. So this is a company for December year end. So we're looking from 1 Jan 20x7 to 31 December 20x7. The second provisional tax payment takes place on the 31st of December. Okay, so let's quickly look at the questions. What is the latest date? The last day of the tax year. What is the basic amount? Okay, so how do we look at the basic amount, guys? We start with the previous tax year and we say, when did we receive the assessment? The 12th of June, so we received it over here. The 12th of June 20x7. Is that 14 days before this date of our second provisional tax payment? Yes, it is. So that means we can use 20x6. Right? So the basic amount excludes the capital gains, is 740. We have to decide if we have to adjust it by 8%. To do that, we compare our tax year that we're using, which is 31 December 20x6. We compare that to the date of our second provisional tax payment, which is 31 December 20x7. Is that more than 12 months, 18 months? More than 18 months? No, it's not. It's 12 months, so there's no adjustment. So then I ask you, what is the minimum estimate for his second provisional tax payment? So although you can determine the basic amount there, you still need to decide whether the basic, your minimum estimate can be the lower of the basic amount or 90% of the actual taxable income. So you have the basic amount there. In this case, it is the lower of the two, so that is the one which we'll use. Right, so anything, you can do anything higher than that as well. So 740 times 28%, that's for the year, less our first provisional, gives us our second provisional. Example 4 is for scenario D. Scenario D is exactly the same as scenario C. The only difference is that the taxable income for this will, for the year of assessment, will be 1.1, so it exceeds $1 million. If your taxable income exceeds $1 million, your second provisional tax payment cannot be less than 80% of the current year taxable income. So in example 4, I want you to see, same type of questions. I ask you what the basic amount is. The basic amount in this case is exactly the same. Right? Sorry guys. A, B, C is exactly the same. What is the minimum estimate? In this case, the minimum estimate cannot be less than 880,000, which is 80% of the actual taxable income. You may not use the basic amount. So what I'm again trying to tell you is, even though there is the basic amount still does exist, that concept exists, you may not use it if your taxable income exceeds 1.1 million. So 1.1 million times 80% is 880. You use that times 28%, less the tax paid, gives you your second provisional tax.